Hi everyone, this is Kirei for Bramble Fox with another process video, and I'm using the June Fox box. I'm using from the Fox box the story title in black, the little bright side phrase, and the sort of turquoisey rosette. I'm also using Paper Snips number 27, which come with the Fox Box Plus subscription, the Holy Moly set, and Fox Cut number 17 Sunburst stencil. Okay, so I have pulled out the Vicki Boutin Print Shop collection. I thought some of the colours worked particularly well with the photo that I'm going to use and the perspectives. So I'm sort of playing around here with a couple of torn strips of the pattern paper. I've got my photo, and it's a lovely photo of some rather sort of crushed macarons. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a bit. And I'm sort of working out what I'm going to do. I sort of start off with this vertical design. I've got a number of layered pieces for the photo, and they're just from one of the pattern papers, the cut apart sheet, and I'm just layering them up. It's a great way just to use those sorts of things up rather than just lay and mount your photo on one piece of pattern paper, just sort of bundled together a few complementary of the sort of cut apart cards and mount them around your photo. Now I'm just distressing the edges like I always do, and then I'm just sort of playing around with the ones I'm going to use below the photo, and I typically just sort of add one on each corner essentially. So I'm sort of working out which ones go, and I think I'm sort of happy with that. I've added this one in because it's actually got that sort of darker purpley colour, which is the same as that wide strip that I've got there. So I'm just going to get those layered up and mounted, so then the photo's ready to go. And then I can start to get my layers stuck down. I've changed my, I'm figuring out this last piece. I'm actually using it slightly, just using it on the slightly differently there. Okay, pulling out, I've got the Paper Snips. This is number 27, and they come with the Fox Box Plus subscription. And for those of you who are not sure about the Fox Box, if you pop on over to brambleffox.co.uk, you can find out all the information about subscribing to the fabulous monthly Fox Box. The Fox Box Plus comes with a few extras, so including the Paper Snips that I'm just working with now. So I've used a 1-inch punch to punch out 4 of the round icons at the bottom, and I've got some butterflies and some flowers, and then I'm just layering them up with the little epoxy flairs that come with your paper snips, and just really create little fake little flairs. So and then I'm going to fussy cut some of the flowers out from the paper snips, and I'm also just trimming off some of the word phrases as well. I think I've got the what a splendid day and the sweetest moments. I do have another one, I think, that I look at, but I don't actually use it. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut around the flowers and add them into my embellishment clusters. But I won't let you you watch me do all of the fussy cutting because it does take a little while. Okay, and then I just curve up the edges of those flowers. Okay, we're done. There we go. Oh, sorry, it wasn't particularly central, was it, where I showed those flowers? Okay, and then I've actually layered together my pattern papers. And if you noticed before, the circle pattern paper wasn't quite long enough, and I had to add a little bit on the end. So there is a bit of a join. I'm okay with that. I've now decided I'm going with this horizontal design, and I've pulled in the Fox Cut. This is number 17, the Sunburst one, which I really love, and I do use it quite a bit. And I've just used it with the Distress Oxides in Saltwater, Taffy, and Tattered Rose. And they're sort of going to be sort of coming out from the top of the photo, if you like, to make a bit of a feature of it. So I've now got a couple of tags from the same Vicki Boutin collection that I'm just going to add behind. My initial thought was I would add my journaling to the tags, but I do change my mind later. And now I'm pulling in the fussy cut flowers and some of the ephemera from the Vicki Boutin Print Shop collection, and some of the other perspectives that come in your Fox box. So I've got the bright side, the phrase perspective. It's in the black over on the right. And then that lovely turquoisey rosette that I'm just going to add up on the left corner. And I'm just having a look at what other elements that I can use. I felt I needed to bring, because I've got the black title, I wanted to add a little bit of black to the top of the layout. And I've got this long notebook edge sticker that I'm going to use. And then I think I've got some phrase stickers there too that say made me chuckle. Okay, so now I've sort of figured out what I'm doing. I'm going to get everything stuck down. So get my strips of pattern paper down, and then I can start to work on everything, build everything else up. Now, I do need to tell you the story about the macarons. Okay, so there's a lovely photo of a package of what was 16 really lovely macarons. 8 of us went to Paris pretty recently for to go to the version scrap show, the scrapbooking show, which was fabulous. Anyway, we had a free day, and myself, Vicki, and Wendy decided to go and do a bit of a sightseeing tour. Vicki hadn't done a lot in Paris before, actually. So Vicki and we've been quite a few times. So said, come on, we'll go. So while we were out, we said, let's take something back. And we went into this lovely shop that specialised in macarons, and we bought a packet of 16 of them. Anyway, Vicki said, I'll carry them, because Wendy and I had been the sort of tour guides for the day. So we got them all around Paris. We finished off in Montmartre in the lovely artist quarter. We're sitting there enjoying an Aperol spritz, and as we got up to leave, Vicki got up and realised that she'd been pretty much sort of using the bag of macarons as a backrest. It was an accident, obviously. Anyway, it was very funny. So we've had a bit of a laugh about it. So yeah, so this was really what the macarons ended up looking like. So they were pretty squashed, to be fair, quite crushed up. Anyway, they still tasted really good. So that was the main thing. So that's the story of the macarons. Anyway, where am I up to? Okay, so I'm now getting things stuck down. The 2 tags that I've popped behind the photo, I have just added a little bit of coordinating embroidery thread around through the hole at the top. And then I've stuck down, I've got the little DIY epoxy flare, the butterfly one at the top there, and some of the fussy cut paper snip flowers. And then I'm just building up this bottom right cluster with the large black camera, and then more of the fussy cut flowers. And I'm just trying to work out if I can get that other epoxy flare in that top piece there. And I think I I hadn't stuck it down, actually. That's the butterfly one. Now I decided to stick down the tags, because I had at this point decided that the journaling is going to go down the bottom of the layout, because there was just too much to really go onto the tags. So I'm securing the tags in behind the photo now, rather than keeping them loose, which was the original plan. Okay, and then I'm now just just sticking down that bottom right embellishment cluster, popping in another of the little DIY epoxy flares. I've got a 4th one there. It's got a butterfly on, but I do play around with it. And obviously left it. It's been pushed to the top, and it doesn't make the final layout. I've just popped down the bright side, the little black sort of phrase tab on the right there above the camera. And then I remembered I had the little Holy Molies, and they were great. They're little round circle perspectives that just add a little pop of black. So I'm just sticking those down, adding those in and around top embellishment cluster and that bottom embellishment cluster as well. So I'm just adding some glossy accents to make them nice and secure. And you'll see I've, off camera, I was just figuring out my title. So I have already stuck down the and it's going to be the story of the macarons, obviously. So I'm just going to get the story perspective stuck down, and then I can bring in the macarons, which I've already worked out I'm going to use. Thought this colour worked well, and it sort of really highlighted actually what the story's about. So I'll get that stuck down, and then I am going to make sure it is straight. So there we go, just sort of getting that down. And then I think I'm almost done, other than adding, as I say, my journaling or my story below the title, which I will do off camera. Okay, and here we have the close-up. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video. I really enjoyed making this layout. It was a really fun story that I was happy to get down and journal about. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now.